In a move that has everybody surprised, even myself a little bit, Google chairman Eric Schmidt has gone into the DPRK. Now, this has been confirmed by outside South Korean forces that acknowledge that this actually is taking place. And I believe at the time of this recording, he's actually there right now. Now, it's very surprising because the U.S. and the DPRK do not have any formal relations for the obvious reasons of the ongoing war between the two countries, because it never actually formally ended. Now, Schmidt has been a very vocal advocate of getting technology and communications technology out to people as a means of freeing people. He's an advocate of getting internet access to just about everyone. This is part of a humanitarian mission led by former New Mexican Governor Bill Richardson, and the word is that it could take place early this month, but from sources in the media that it may actually be taking place right now. Again, it's not sure. It's all very fuzzy because apparently this is not an official visit, so there's not a lot of great information actually available. Two people are familiar with the group's plans, but they asked not to be named because the visit has not been made public, and thus the public isn't actually supposed to know about it. Now, this is very interesting because this is actually coming from a U.S. company executive that's a company that does internet-based services going into a country that is known for a large restriction upon the internet and doesn't provide a lot of freedom that way, which is something I actually don't agree with. Now, recently Kim Jong-un has made it, particularly on his New Year's Day speech, has made it very clear that what the DPRK is looking for is a huge advancement in technology, not just for satellites, not just for military purposes, but also for education, bringing more of that technology to regular people. And this very likely has something to do with that. I couldn't imagine any other reason why Schmidt would actually be there. Some experts are saying this is an attempt by Google to actually push some kind of service into North Korea. But again, we don't really know anything for sure. If this is a business meeting, which it probably very likely is, I wouldn't expect anything too much right away. There would be a lot of heavy negotiating before anything actually took place. Perhaps the most intriguing part of this trip is simply the idea of it. Kim Jong-un clearly has a penchant for the modern accoutrements of life. If Google is the first small step in piercing the information bubble in Pyongyang, it could be a very interesting development. Now, some experts on the subject have been saying that North Korea is most likely interested in things like email, things like Google Maps, and other products like that. May not be particularly straight internet services, but maybe it's things more along the line of email and mapping services, stuff like that. Although I am personally wondering if this has anything to do with the actual satellite launch that recently took place. I mean, this is a technology company. I'm fairly certain Google actually does own some kind of satellites, or at least some satellite-based technology. So I'm wondering if there's probably something in there about that, which all makes this very interesting because U.S. companies are forbidden from doing business in the DPRK. So this whole thing is just very, very strange. Although, regardless of all this and what it is they may be actually doing, I do want to give this message to Eric Schmidt. Why did you go without me? I mean, come on. I'm practically an employee of Google. You pay me. I take your money. I'm basically an employee of Google. And then you go to North Korea and you don't bring me? Come on. I'm going to understand the culture. I'm going to understand the way things run. Okay, not really blaming you. I know. Probably don't even know my name. That's fine. But try to keep me in mind next time.